Hey guys, it's Nadine. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to master Snapchat in less than 25 minutes. Let's get started. Okie dokie, so when you first tap on the Snapchat logo, it automatically opens to this screen. Your front-facing camera will always be the very first screen that you get upon opening your Snapchat app. And while this is an important screen to know about, we'll come back to this screen because there is something that I wanted to show you before actually teaching you how to use the things on this screen. First things first, so let's go ahead and click the little ghost at the top of the screen. This will bring up your setup screen. This screen is actually the most important screen in Snapchat. So let's get started. See the little gear at the top right? Click that. That will open up a lot of things that you need to set up in advance. At the very top of your screen will be a bunch of your personal information, and then we can move down to Snap Cash. What Snap Cash is, allows you to connect a debit or credit card to your Snapchat app if in case you decide to go ahead and purchase any extra things on Snapchat. If this is something that you want to do, then go ahead and click I agree, and it'll walk you through the steps in order to get your cards set up. Swiping from left to right, it takes us back to our settings screen. Here you will see additional services. Click on Manage. You want to be sure that filters and travel mode is turned on, and let me explain to you why. Filters allows you to use the filters within Snapchat. Travel mode allows you to save on your battery. What that does is that it only uploads recent snaps from others when you're on Wi-Fi. Friend emoji is a funny little thing. Snapchat assigns different emojis to people depending on their status within your Snapchat actually. So for instance, if you have a new follower, Snapchat will give them a baby emoji for a new friend. Flipping again from left to right takes us back to our manage page, and you can see permissions is red for me because I have turned off the ability for Snapchat to collect information from my contacts list. This is a total personal preference, so you can decide to turn it back on if you would like. Now scrolling back again from left to right, under settings where it says who can, if you click contact me, it allows you to set up who can comment on your snaps as well as who can actually send you a private snap on Snapchat. As you can see, you have a choice of everyone or just my friends. I have mine set up to just my friends, so I have to be following you and you have to be following me in order to be able to comment or send me a snap. Same is true for who can view your story. You can choose everyone and make it public or just your friends, so basically you have to approve their friend request. By clicking custom, it'll open up your list of friends and you can determine the precise person or group of people that you would like to view your snaps. Once again, if we swipe from left to right, we're back at the settings screen. If you click see me in quick add, there's a brief explanation of exactly what this is. Here's a quick tip. Swiping from left to right, right to left, up and down and up will get you to various places on Snapchat. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and swipe from left to right again. Ignore the more information, it's not a big deal, but you can read it if you'd like. If you click clear browser cache, a pop-up will come up, and it's much like your computer where it will clear anything that you have browsed or looked at prior. Clicking clear conversations will allow you to clear any private conversation. Now you can choose to do that individually by clicking the X by each individual's name, as I'm going to show you here. Once I click the X next to the person's name, a pop-up will show up and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to clear this conversation? Of course I do, that's why I did it. So you can do that for each individual one, or at the very top of the screen you can click clear all, and you'll get this pop-up, and once you click clear feed, it'll clear your entire feed all in one fell swoop. Now scrolling back from left to right, the three bottom items are pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so going back to the home screen, if you see the little trophy in the top middle right there, if you click that, it opens up to some fun stuff. Now, when you reach certain milestones in Snapchat, it gives you different emojis. So if you click on each emoji, it tells you exactly why you got that new emoji. If you click the tray with the arrow pointed upwards on the top left of your screen, this is a way in which you can send someone a Snapchat invite for them to follow your Snapchat via message or mail. You can also copy this link and add it to your social media if you would like as well. Another way to invite people to follow you on Snapchat is to go ahead and take a screenshot of your Snapchat code and then crop it and post it on your social media. Alright, so let's talk about the three things below. When someone adds you on Snapchat and begins to follow you, Snapchat notifies you by highlighting and telling you exactly the amount of people that recently added you. Now to see who recently added you, go ahead and click that and it'll show you a list of people that have added you. Because I have mine set up to friends only, I have to actually add these people and follow them in return in order for them to see what I'm posting on Snapchat. Alright, let's talk about adding friends. So if you click add friends, there are a few ways in which you can add friends. You can add them by username. So click add by username. I just so happen to know one of my friends' names that I want to add, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in here. She shows up, I click plus or the add button, and it automatically adds her to my friends list. Sometimes celebrities will also announce their Snapchat name, and I just recently found one celeb that I like to follow. He is Russell Simmons, and so I'm typing his name in here. Found him, adding him, perfect. Now if we scroll back from left to right again, another way to add someone's name is by their snap code. Remember that screenshot I told you to take earlier of your snap code? Well, this is how you would use it. Once you find the screenshot, go ahead and click it, and Snapchat will scan it and then ask you if you want to add friend, and you say yes, and then that person is added to your friends list. Another way to add someone is add people that are near to you. I don't really recommend this for fear of stranger danger. Right, so if you click my friends, the last tab, it'll show you exactly who is on your friends list. I'm going to share with you guys a very quick tip on how you can rename some of your friends. If you have a friend that you want to rename, click on their name, their profile would pop up, and then you want to click the gear on the lower right corner. Another pop-up screen will show up, and then it'll give you these options. What you want to click is click edit name. You also have some other options. If you want to block them or remove them, this is where you can do so as well. But we are editing Lamika's name. So then we'll click edit name, and then it'll bring up another pop-up screen, and this is where you can rename any of your friends. So there's a nickname that she goes by, and I'm gonna totally butcher it on here as I type it out, but no worries. I can always come back later and change the spelling again, no big deal. And there you have it. Whenever Lamika pops up on my screen, she will be known as Mika from now on. Alright, so let's get to the fun stuff, actually snapping. Let's go over some of the icons on this screen. Clicking the camera icon at the top right will allow you to flip your camera around from front-facing camera to selfie-facing camera. The lighted yellow ghost in the middle notifies us that somebody has added us as a friend, and also takes us back to that home screen that I showed you previously. The crescent moon will lighten our shot when trying to film in poorly lit conditions without turning on our flash. But if you prefer to have your flash on, then click the lightning bolt and that'll turn it on and off. Now you can choose to take a still picture or a video with Snapchat. Simply hold down the round home button and that'll begin filming. Let me also show you what it looks like when I click the crescent. So you see how that brightens up the shot a little bit? Now again, by holding down the circle button, that makes a video, and then quickly tapping it takes a picture. Let me show you something cool once your video or picture has been taken. While still in this frame, you can use a bunch of the filters that Snapchat provides. For instance, you can speed it up by using the bunny, or you can slow it down by using the snail. You can also from left to right, and you can also put a timestamp. If you click this timestamp right here, it'll turn into a date if you prefer. And depending on where you are and if you have enabled the filter function in your notifications, some places have some very cool location geo filters. For example, my friend Abe, he's in Hawaii. They were cruising around the island. This is one of the geo filters he was able to use on his pictures. So awesome. Now, if you click the selfie cam, it has a bunch of very cool filters. So simply hold your thumb over your face and it'll map your face, and then it'll show up on the bottom of the screen all these different filters you can use, which is so stinking cute. The dog happens to be my favorite, by the way. Every day Snapchat will change out some of the filters, so I like to take a look and see what's new. They have a bunch of funny ones. Some of them changes your voice, some of them changes your entire facial features, some of them have things falling from the sky, and some of them are just ridiculously creepy, no joke. But they're fun nonetheless. So once you decide which one you want to use, or when you're done actually taking your video or your picture, there are a couple of things you can do. Let's focus on the bottom of the screen. Both the arrow to the bottom right and the page with the plus sign directly to the left of that will upload that to your storyline. The tray with the down arrow will download it to your camera roll, and then the speaker icon will turn the sound on or off for that clip. There are a few more icons at the top right, and I'm going to go over those with you in just a second. Here's a quick tip. When taking video, if you keep your thumb on the round circle and you slide it up, it allows you to zoom in, and if you slide it back down without leaving the screen, it allows you to zoom out. A moment ago, I mentioned Snapchat can also take still pictures. To zoom in on an object or a person, go ahead and place your thumb and index finger on your screen and then pull them apart, and that allows you to zoom in. Then quickly tap on the round button and that takes your picture for you. Now let's focus on the icon on the lower left of this screen. That is an actual timer and shows the amount of seconds the screen will be live in your feed. Now this can be adjusted by clicking that icon, and it allows you to actually pick how much time you want your still photo to be viewable in your screen. So for me, I usually go 7 seconds because when I do little links or like pictures of things that I feel like people want to take a screenshot of, I feel like 7 seconds is just the right amount of time for them to go ahead and screenshot. All right, let's talk about adding some fun things on your snaps. So whether you take a video or a still picture, you can add a bunch of fun things. Let's start off with text. We're going to focus our attention on the two icons on the top right of the screen. So if you click the T, that allows you to start adding text within the gray text box. So you can type whatever you want, and when you're done, go ahead and click the blue done button and it'll post it to your video or your picture. There is a limitation to the amount of text that you can add to this box, but I'm going to show you a trick to get around that. Now if you click the T again, that'll change the size of the font and also the color to white. By default, it automatically aligns it to the left, but if you click the T again, it will center it. Then you can use your finger and just move your text around wherever it is that you would like it seen on the screen. To add color to your text, you're gonna click the icon that looks like a little pencil. Now, if you drag your finger up and down the color bar, you can see that the color is changing. Once you find the color you want, just go ahead and click done. If you prefer something handwritten on your video or your pic, simply put your finger on the screen and start to write. And there you have it. Again, sliding your finger up and down the color bar will allow you to change the color of your handwriting. Another fun thing you can add is an emoji. So by clicking the little paper at the top right, it opens up all of the emojis that's available in Snapchat. Tap on whatever one you want and it'll insert it into your picture or your video. Once it's there, you can reposition it wherever you would like on your screen by taking your finger and dragging it wherever you would want your emoji to go. Using your thumb and your pointer finger, you can increase or decrease the size of the emoji. If by chance you find that you're not happy with the emoji you chose, you can always just delete it. Simply drag your finger up to the trash can and it will delete the emoji that you had previously placed. Now, one more fun thing that you can add is a thing called Bitmoji. Bitmoji is actually an app that you have to download, then you have to enable it in your keyboards. But it allows you to make your own little character. So what you do is, in your text box, you would go ahead and click the circle with the grid on the lower left, and that'll open up all of your Bitmojis. Then you choose which one you want, click it, and it's going to go ahead and paste it to your clipboard. Once it's pasted to your clipboard, then paste it into your text box, and it'll show up on your screen. I should also mention, if at any point you don't like a snap, at the very top left of your screen is an X. Click the X and that'll delete your snap. Alright, so far I've taught you guys how to set up your Snapchat and also how to go ahead and take a Snapchat and also how to use the fun filters to enhance your snaps. Let's talk about our storyline. This is a really important part. So if you swipe from right to left, this is what the screen will look like. Now the very top is your story. We'll get back to that in a second. Right under that is called Hot Topics, or things that Snapchat deems is trending. Under what's trending is recent updates. So anybody you have followed that has recently posted something on Snapchat, this is where you will find it. So remember I mentioned a little while ago about saving the life of your battery? Back in settings under manage, we talked about enabling travel mode. Travel mode will allow you to choose which people in your feed you want to see. So the ones that you tap on, those are the ones that are in bold black. Underneath recent updates is the live feed, and these are things that are happening in real time on Snapchat. You can tap on these to watch them, keeping in mind that these are actual compilations of people's real life snaps in real time. Alright, so really quickly, let me go over with you the trending bar. So you see all these articles that I'm scrolling through. If you click one of them, you can go ahead and see what Snapchat has put together for you. The topics range from what's trending to politics to sports to style, Some things are actually pretty interesting and some things are just, useless information. I should also mention, under recent updates, as you scroll down, you will see to the very right, a tab with a time will pop up very shortly. There it is, 5H. And that is how long ago a person you followed has posted that snap that you're seeing on your feed. Underneath their name is another place to see how long ago they posted a snap. So if somebody just posted something, it'll say 30 seconds or a minute ago. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. If you are like me and you like seeing what people are doing in their day or where they're visiting or what they love, then let's start looking at our recent updates. There's a couple of ways to watch this. You can either tap the very first one and let the whole storyline just play out one after the other without any kind of interruption, or you can click on whichever one you prefer to watch. Like I'm gonna watch Ingrid right now with you all. If what someone is showing doesn't interest you, then tap on the screen and it'll take you to the next snap. To completely bypass their snap, just swipe from right to left and that'll take you to the next person you have on your list. Swiping from top to bottom will stop the snaps from playing altogether. Since I have my settings on enable travel mode, I have to go back and actually tap on the names that I want to load. For example, Megan Mins. I really enjoy watching her. So let me show you something really quickly. If you tap and hold down on her name, her profile will pop up. When that happens, you can leave her a message by clicking on the little speech bubble on the bottom left. Tapping on her name will begin the process of uploading her snaps. Now, once her snap is uploaded, it'll begin to play. If I don't touch it, it'll play all the subsequent snaps right after Megan's. Alright, so let's talk about commenting on someone's snap. If you notice, the next couple of screens, you'll see the word chat at the very bottom of the screen. Everyone has that enabled, but when you see that word, that means you can comment on their snaps, as I'm doing here because I love my girlfriend's Jamberry nails so fly. And as with any other form of texting, you can also add emojis if you would like to your comment. Alright, so let's talk about rewatching snaps. Say there's somebody that you want to rewatch what they had talked about. A lot of people say that there are some of my snaps that they want to rewatch, but they don't know how. So all you do is you scroll down all the way past the live feed, your recent updates, stuff like that, to all stories. You find the person's name you want to rewatch, you go ahead and tap on the name, and then it'll automatically start to replay their snap. For instance, let's rewatch Alicia Keys and Chrissy Teigen snaps. We are in the home stretch. Let's talk about your storyline. So at the very top, it says My Story. If you click on it, you can watch your Snapchat back in its entirety. Swiping from top to bottom will stop the playing of your snap. Clicking on the 3 vertical dots to the right will expand your storyline. This is where you can view each individual snap that you've taken within the 24-hour period. Remember, snaps only last for 24 hours and then they're deleted. Let's take a look at an individual snap. So if I tap on a specific snap, it tells me a few things. So let's focus on the top icons. Starting from left to right, the eye icons tells you how many people actually viewed your snap. As you scroll down, you will see the actual individuals who watched your snaps. To the right of the eye, you will see 2 triangles that are crossed. That tells you who actually took a screenshot of this individual snap. And as you scroll down on your screen, those individuals' names will be highlighted in blue. The little caret on the top middle is to pull your screen down so that you can close up looking at everybody's names, and then the trash can next to that. If you don't like your snap and you want to delete it, just go ahead and click the trash can. And then also the caret with the line underneath it allows you to save that specific snap to your camera roll. Going back to your storyline, the tray with the arrow facing down once again allows you to save your snaps to your camera roll. And also, if you notice at the bottom of the screen, your speech bubble is highlighted in blue, and that's just a notification that somebody has commented on one of your snaps. Tap on the blue speech bubble to see who actually commented and read exactly what they wrote. Let's go over really quickly the meaning of some of the icons within the chat. A solid blue speech bubble means that there is an unread comment. A white speech bubble means that you've already read the comment. A solid blue arrowhead pointing to the right means that you've replied to someone's comment and that they've also opened and read your comment back as well. A solid red square means somebody has sent you a video, and a white square means that you've already seen the video. So let's check out what my friend Claudie wrote on one of my snaps and exactly which snap she commented on. I'd also like to mention that you can send people private snaps as well. So you can either do this from your chat screen, or you can go to your friends list, click on their name, and then go ahead and click the speech bubble to send them a private snap. The private snap can include text, video, or still picture. You can also privately call them as well using Snapchat. Keep in mind, some people have policies where they will only read text. They will not open up any pictures or any videos. Now, let me leave you with a really quick tip. If you have been using Snapchat, you notice that there is a limit to the amount of characters that you can type in a text box. Well, I'm going to show you how to get around that. So what you need to do is you need to go over to your Notes app. Open the app and then go ahead and click enter several times so that you have a wider text box. Once you get that wider text box, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and highlight it, copy, and then, well, select all first, copy, and then we're going to go ahead and paste that onto our actual snap. That'll give us more room to type. And there you have it, a larger text box to write to your heart's content. When your app is closed and you are not using your Snapchat, another way that they notify you of comments on your snaps is you will see the red circle above the Snapchat app with the number of comments you have waiting for you to read. Phew, so we made it through this entire tutorial together. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this and learned a little bit about Snapchat that maybe you hadn't already known. Now, if you want to learn more about Snapchat and some other cool tips and tricks, head on over to my blog and you can sign up for my free mini class on how to turn your snaps into a YouTube video. I will walk you through exactly how I turn my snaps into my daily YouTube vlogs using both Final Cut Pro or iMovie on your Mac. But if this doesn't interest you, no worries. I also have a free PDF with a trick on how to do hands-free snapping. I will have clickable links in the description box below, as well as on the screen in front of you. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to sign up for my freebies. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. TTFN, ta-ta for now.